It's Saturday morning of the Queen's birthday long weekend, and we're about to go into the city to buy a birthday present for our godson, Jaron. While I wait for Rex to come downstairs, I look out with satisfaction over our newly landscaped back garden. The fresh sods of Sir Walter turf, yet to settle. The espaliered crabapple on the shed wall, more wire than foliage right now. The 3 staked magnolias along the fence line, and the bluestone paving, which was an especially hard-fought victory for me. We'd long agreed that the garden needed a makeover. We just couldn't agree on what that might look like, and Rex was loath to spend money unnecessarily. Eventually, I found a landscape designer attached to a garden centre who would produce a plan for free if we agreed to buy the plants and materials from the garden centre. She came back with a beautiful concept, and I knew that Rex liked it too. But where he had envisaged a timber deck, the designer had suggested bluestone paving, which I agreed was a more natural fit. This became a major sticking point and stalled the process for months, Rex using cost to bolster his argument, assuming the bluestone would be more expensive, me thinking he was probably right, but for once holding out and hoping that this time I could be the one to decide what we spent our money on. Finally, to break the deadlock, I got the concept quoted both ways and prepared, as usual, to capitulate. To our mutual surprise, the timber required some very expensive footings, and 2 different quotes from 2 different suppliers favoured the bluestone by a significant margin. Today, on this cold Melbourne morning, the view from the living room is a little stark and dreary, the freshly laid bluestone crudely conspicuous without its softening patina. But hope is planted, and spring is coming. Rex arrives and looks ready to go. He's got his city clothes on, a tartan wool scarf I gave him for his birthday last year, and the khaki suede jacket we bought after many cups of mint tea and much gesticulating at the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. To convince us it was leather, the stall holder had used his fingers to simulate horns and run around his stall stomping and charging at us like a bull. Rex looks handsome, but not totally at peace. Something in his face suggests he'd rather be somewhere else. Nevertheless, I decide to test my luck and suggest that we might look at a new TV while we're in town. I prepare myself for the default response of no. I'm ready for disappointment. That's usual when the suggestion is not his idea. But I'm not ready for the violence of his reaction. We don't need a fucking new TV. We have 2 perfectly good TVs already. Yes, I think, but they're both from TV's Jurassic age. I'm tired of Robson Green's extreme fishing adventures and reruns of Midsummer Murders, and hearing at work about all the great new Netflix series that I'm missing out on.